Hi, welcome to Qigong Live Online. So, right now we're actually filming. This is Thursday. We're filming in Ubud today. We're doing a four-day live, our first 4-day live course, which is very exciting. So I'm doing this course because I'm not going to be here. Well, I'm here, but I'm not here, if you don't understand what I mean. Anyway, welcome. And I know Dennis comes to Thursday's class, so welcome Dennis, and also welcome to Mark. And sometimes Dee Dee comes to the classes, so if you're on this class, Dee Dee, welcome. And who else Dee Dee comes to the Thursday? I can't remember, and I won't know because you're all going to go and watch this recorded anyway afterwards. So we finished the Bhagwan Jin on Tuesday. We did the last exercise of Bhagwan Jin, which was a great exercise. We had our hands disappearing into the space outside of ourselves, which is if you haven't done that class, do that class. There's something miraculous happens when you're putting hands. I believe there's and I've talked about it on Tuesday, about when you put your hand, because if our hands can only go a certain far out from our body, and even if we lean forward, our body's still going forward, so we can't access what's outside the end of our fingertips. But there's ways in Qigong where you can actually put your fingers outside the normal range of physical range we have, and you have a sensation of your hands disappear into another world. And I say, watch on Tuesday. I won't go back over it again, but watch it on Tuesday's class, and we'll show you that. It happens in the Heaven to Earth exercise as well, but it definitely happens on that class on Tuesday, which was a bizarre experience of what that feels like when your hands was actually they were up in the air and they disappear into the space. Anyway, moving on. So we're gonna. So I was just tossing up which system we're going to do, because we've done Shu Ba Shu, 5 elements, Heaven to Earth, and we've just done Bhagwan Jin. So we'll do the Zhang Gong. We'll do that next, and we'll do that. I'll do the 1 or 2. I don't know how many exercises we'll do, but we'll attempt to do a couple of them anyway, and we'll see how we go. With the understanding of how energy moves our body, and all we have to do is relax, and we'll stay with that idea, that concept of that, and we'll try and we'll take that into the Zhang Gong, which is unique because the Zhang Gong, a lot of the postures you don't move. They're static postures, but the first one you do, the first 2 you move actually. So we'll be doing that, and I'll show you what creates the movement, how the movement happens energetically, not physically. And we'll do that today. So that'll be our focus today on that, and we'll start with that. Zhang Gong, amazing system. I'm actually doing the Zhang Gong live here in Bali I think it's the 6th, could be the 5th or 6th of January. So if you're coming down here for Christmas holidays, hang around and come and do 4-day Qigong with me. And we're doing the Zhang Gong course for 4 days, which will be very cool. We do 8 practices during those 4 days. 8 full practices, so it's pretty full on. It's great. You get a lot of experience of that course, of those exercises. We're in a different place today in the garden today because we're filming late in the day. It's not lunchtime today, so we moved to a different location. We used to film here, but the sun, at a certain time of the year, the sun gets carried away, so we can't film out here, but we can now, before the sun moves. Very good. Noni. So there's Noni. This is a Noni, by the way. We have a Noni tree right here. I'm sitting underneath it. So if you see me ducking for cover, it's because these things fall out of the sky. And they're a desired taste. You can eat them raw. But it's a very unique taste. If you've ever, Noni is not an easy thing to eat, but it's very good for you. But it's not easy thing to consume. But we have this tree just dropping fruit all the time. But I have tried to eat them raw, but that's a very required taste. Acquired taste? Acquired taste. Raw Noni. So we're at lunchtime today. We're about 12. She's really hot here. She's scorching hot. It's not cool. Thank goodness for that bit of wind. It's just on cue. Did you see that? I said it's really hot here, and just on cue, a bit of wind went through and cooled me down. Thank you. It blew again. And it blew again just after I said thank you. Oh, yes, it just acknowledged that it's talking to me, and it stopped again. You can read into whatever you like, can't you? But this The synchronicity of what just happened then is pretty full on, isn't it, eh? To our hips. Sound good? Could you just check the clock again, please? We're having a clock day today. Could you check the clock? I think it stopped. No, I think that the battery, make sure, I think is the battery falling out? Have a look at the battery at the back. We're having clock days today. It's the second time today in a row. I love it. Yeah, it is what it is. I love the Zhuang Gong. It's a very, very cool set. It's not an easy set to do, but it's a very cool set to do. Energetically, the energy just moves really, really strong in it. So imagine something good, the battery is on the grass somewhere. The other battery, something good, is on the grass out there somewhere. Unless the dog's eating it. It won't be a happy meal. Stretch our legs. So the Zhang Kung uses a lot of legs, as you've already noticed. There's a lot of standing in postures on one leg. So it builds up a lot of strength and stamina in your legs. You end up with really strong legs, and you need that. But Qigong builds them up anyway because you spend a lot of time standing with the energy moving, especially if you've got your knees bent. Because you're standing on your muscles the whole time, so your muscles get really strong. And so you end up with you don't end up with big, huge, fat legs, but you end up with really strong legs. Yeah, so. Into your hamstrings. Ooh, doing these. Very good. Let's do our toes or our ankles. Very good. Okay, bowing. Left hand underneath, right hand on top. Gong. Good. So, Zhan, Zhuang, Gong. First one. Holding pose. The first one. It's good. So the first one we start off with double weighted. We start off with double weight on both legs. So this exercise is very good for grounding to strengthen your connection with your physical body and the energy of your body to the ground. The yin aspect of the earth, the yin energy, and it connects it through the kidney points, of course. So it's a great postural exercise too, and usually before when we were doing a set of exercises, usually we do the opening and closing, which I don't do during the classes because I don't want to spend the time, because it takes a little bit of time to get through it. But part of it's all about the setup of how you set it up. So we'll just do a couple of main points of that. The first one, of course, is the feet are facing towards the front, standing on your kidney points. Now grasp your toes into the ground and then relax your toes. But your toes are still connected because all the meridians end in the toes, yeah? And kidney points underneath your foot. Yep. So then from there we're going to idea is to bend your knees slightly, and the critical things is to tuck your pelvis forward. Now I'm going to turn around so you can see that. So you tuck your pelvis forward and then sit down. So you don't want to have your bum sticking out like that. I'll tuck it like that so you can see it. You don't want your bum tucking in. You want to bring your bum forward, up, and then relax. The key is, of course, making sure you relax afterwards. You don't want to hold any tension in your sacrum. And you bring it forward and then relax. So you sit on it, tuck it in, and just relax. Keeps your back nice and straight. And you want to keep your chin back, which will keep your vertebrae in your neck nice and straight as well, because otherwise you'll be bringing your head forward like that. We don't want it like that. You want your chin back. Yep. So these are two pivotal ones, the one at the top and one at the bottom, to straighten up. We have a curvature of our spine, which we know that. But what it does is stop the neck going forward this way, and then the curvature of your back, and then your bum sticking out. So you don't want this thing, the big S thing, where you want a slight curvature in your back, and you want your vertebrae as straight as you can, and your sacrum tucked under, so it takes a little bit of the curvature out, but there will always be a little bit of it because the way the structure of the spine is. What you don't want is the big hook thing going on, because it interferes with the flow through the dumai and through the huatu jaji points as well in the back of your spine, either side of your spine. Yep. So that's the first thing we're going to do. So this exercise is pretty simple, but once you set that up, and remember the other thing is when you pull your chin back, you're looking out. And the Zhang Zhuang Gong is a great set to bring your attention to the conscious space. Now the conscious space is beyond what your eyes see. It's here too, of course, but we're creating an idea beyond the wall of your building, beyond the garden, if you're looking in the garden, beyond the fence, on the other side that your eyes can't see. So everything your eyes can't see behind you, unless you can have eyes in the back of your head, but you can't see behind you, that's part of the conscious space, everything that you can't see. And we're taking our third eye and our attention, and we're looking out through our third eye into the conscious space and being aware of that space and sitting in the space, connected to it. We're connected to the space we can see as well, but we're taking our consciousness outside, so we're outside in a conscious space of where we stand right here. Right now I know there's a road over here, there's buildings over the back, the beach is behind me over here, and I can take my consciousness out there, and so I'm standing in the middle of that space, and I'm standing here. I'm present to myself, but my consciousness isn't in him in my mind. My consciousness is in the space, holding that whole space. Yep, and walking around in that space. And so when I'm doing the exercise, I stay there. So holding the post is like holding two little posts, and they come down from your hand, and they sit on the ground. They sit on the ground about there, and when you stand up, they come off the ground a little bit like that, far off the ground. And when you lower yourself down, you lower yourself down and you lower them down to the post, touch the ground. And then you stand back up again. And when you stand up, you don't straighten your knees. You just go to the semi-straight with your normal posture. But when we lower them down, we go deep into the posture. And then we stand back up. Straighten the legs. Don't straighten the knees though. I'll show you from the side. So we'll go down. We go down with the knees. And you notice that we go down, we keep the bum tucked underneath as well, keep a nice straight back. Go down and then stand back up. So we're going down. What you don't want to do, of course, is stick your bum out when you go down. Stick your bum out like that. Don't do that. Go down, tuck your bum under the other way. Goes forward and then comes forward. So as you go down, go to here, tuck it forward. Posture, come up. So you're just going down and up. And when you get to the top, don't straighten your knees. And then you bend your knees right down. The post touch the ground. So we're getting energy from the ground. We're getting energy from the yin and the earth, not only from our kidney points, which we're standing on, but we're also getting it through the hands. And so we're drawing energy up through the hands. Now, you can get it through all the fingertips, all the well points of the fingers, or you can get it through Lao Gong. We can get it through Heart 8 as well. So you can get it through both the 8s, the 2 8s, or you can get the fingers, depending on which way your intention is of what you'd like to do with this. But for the moment, we're going to just stay with Lao Gong, with pericardium point, and we're going to lower it to the ground, and we're going to draw the energy off the ground, yeah, and we're going to slowly stand up. Very good. You lower yourself down, nice and slowly. Good. Now, this is a reverse breathing that we normally do. When we normally do this, we normally breathe in. Sorry, breathe out. Breathe in, and when we come forward, we breathe in and the body inflates. Yeah, normally we breathe out, and as we breathe in, the body inflates. And the rising of the body happens as the body inflates. As it gets bigger, then we feel the body expansion makes us take our height. So we go down here, we breathe in, and we get bigger. That's normally what we do, but this exercise doesn't do that. It does exactly the opposite. So you breathe in on the way down, and you breathe out as you stand up. Now, as you breathe in, as you go down, you're still expanding, but your weight's getting congested, wrong word, it's getting compressed as it goes down. So as you're breathing in, it's going down. So it's like a full balloon, and you're pushing the balloon down, but the sides come out. It's a little bit like that energetically. So we're breathing in as we go down. So as we breathe in, the body's expanding, but we're going smaller and smaller. So the body's expanding this way in a lower form. So we're expanding this way, and then we're going to breathe out, go up. So we're breathing in. The body's getting smaller, but the compaction of chi comes out, so we feel that feeling, so it's tighter. That's different than when we stand and breathe the other way, when we're breathing in this way. And we're breathing out, we compress the chi. Breathe in and you feel the body expand. This is the opposite. So we're breathing, we're expanding as we're going down. So we go down, breathing in, feel the body expand, and then breathe out. Breathing as we go down. Good, breathing out as we expand. Now in your mind, the consciousness is quite different. So as we relax at the top, we relax at the top and breathe in. The body expands, but as it expands, we're going down. So we're letting the gravity pull our body down. So we're still letting the energy of the gravity pull us down. We're riding the energy of gravity, we're riding it down. But as it goes down, we're having the expansion happen at the same time. Yeah? And then we're going to stand up, we're going to breathe out, and it's going to go back in again as we breathe out. Yeah? So we're breathing down, expand. I'm just using the hands, it's not the exercise, I just want to show you what's happening. So it feels like, the energy feels like that. And we stand up, it comes back in again, and pushes back up again. Yeah, so we're going, gravity pull us down, expand. Have that feeling of the expansion, and then the hands go back and push it, and pushes back together and pushes you back up. So it feels like that expression. But the hands are not facing towards the ground, holding the post when this is happening. So breathing in. Relax, breathe out. Relax, breathe in. Feel the expansion. Breathe out. Good. So the letting go happens with the We're inhalation. We're coming down to this place. We're sitting down the bottom. We feel all packed. The chi's all packed. We feel big. And as soon as we relax, it wants to expand. As we breathe out, it just wants to expand the whole. Because we're compacting the energy. You breathe in and go, and you're breathing out in this case because we breathe in to get it down, and then we breathe in, and it compacts out as we breathe out. Yeah. So, and we want that feeling of as we breathe out, it goes. It comes out with it. So breathing in. Relax, breathe in. Relax, breathe out. Very cool. Relax, breathe in. Feel the expansion of the chi. Relax, breathe out. So the rise happens as you're expanding the chi, as you're breathing out. As you're breathing out, the chi's expanding, and so from this big bubble, it's squeezing together and it's pushing you up. So we have that out breath expansion happening, but it's doing the rise because we stopped the compaction of chi as we've gone down to this way. And we breathe in and it does that. And not only does it do that, it compacts down this way, and then you relax and breathe in. Sorry, as you breathe out, it comes forward. So breathe out as you go down. Relax, breathe in. Yep. Breathe out. Sorry, breathe in. Relax, breathe out. Relax, breathe in. Relax, breathe out. And you get that feeling of the rocket taking off. Now, quite often you'll hear me when I'm talking about this exercise, the energy coming out your feet and coming out your hands, it's like a rocket taking off, and that's what it feels like. So as we're breathing in, and we're compacting the chi, as we breathe out, the energy comes out through your hands, out through the Lao Gong, and out through the kidney points, and it comes out at all 4 points at the same time. And it feels like a rocket taking off because the energy's coming out. Who is it? Not Rocket Man. Who's the Iron Man? Iron Man has the things coming out of his hands. It's the same idea as that. Breathing in. And then breathing out. Good. Breathing in. Breathing out. Good. Breathing in. Breathing out. Good. So that's the idea of that exercise, yeah? Breathing out. Good. We'll finish there. We'll go to the other. We'll do the next one as well because it's similar. So the next one's tree hugging. That was holding pose. The next one's tree hugging. And of course the standard tree hugging posture is this posture here, but there's an extra piece in this. The couple of interesting pieces, how you set it up, how you set up the tree hugging to start off with is very important, how you get your arms to that position. Because if you just pick them up like that, you pick them up with your muscles, it's very hard to let your muscles go once you get to here. So you've got to be able to pick them up without using your muscles right from the start. Otherwise, if you do use your muscles, it's hard to let them go. And I said that twice just so you could hear me. It's important. So how we do that, now the same thing, we're going to let the arms float up. Yeah, the arms float up. And then you bring your elbows down, it turns the hands around. That elbow turns the hands around so the fingers are facing each other. Now to make it nice and simple, you have a 2-finger gap between your fingers. So your fingers are quite close. They're not way out this way, they're quite close for this one. Yep, and you have that idea of that. Yep, pull your chin back. Make sure your shoulders, relax your shoulders. Just pull your hands to the front and bring them down, good. Now if you pick your arms up, and you let the body inflates and you pick your shoulder up. I'm doing it on purpose. See me picking my shoulders up? And then you try and do this. This is what's going to end up happening with your shoulders up, and you've got them way up. Then you need to take them right down. So the idea is don't pick them up to start off with. So bring your arms up, keep your shoulders down. Don't pick your shoulders up. Still don't pick them up. Then rotate your elbows, bring your hands around. Good, that's better. That's it, good, like that. Now, the key to this is don't have the elbows up in the air, and don't have your elbows touching your side of your body. So if this way you're pushing the chi, you want the gap in between your arms, and you don't want the shoulders up in the air. So it's halfway between the two of them, where it's sitting in there, in the middle there somewhere, just relax. There'll be a position, everybody's slightly different. There'll be a position where this is really comfortable. You don't have to do much, just sit in that position. Very good. So once we stand there, now the key to this position, of course, chin back, tuck your pelvis forward. Tuck your pelvis forward. Chin back, look out to the conscious space, relax your shoulders. Yep. Standing on your kidney 1 points. Your toes are all touching the ground, but there's no weight on the toes, but they're touching, and the heel's on the ground, but there's no weight in the heel either. So we're standing there quietly and we're looking out beyond the wall, beyond the fence. Look outside and be aware of that. And hold the posture. Now, Zhuang, I'm going to hold the posture for as long as you feel like you want to. We won't hold it too long today because we want to do some teaching part of this. And we sit in this position. In some schools, this particular posture, tree hugging, is the only exercise they do. There's a miraculous exercise. And we have, a lot of people who have done my course, you've heard me talk about stories about this particular exercise, how I learned to do this exercise. But I won't repeat it again today, but just know there is a story around this and how long it took me to work out how this exercise works. So now we're going to change it. Now we're going to do something very unique. We're going to go down. So lower yourself down, keep your bum tucked underneath. And we're going to come to one side. We're going to go to the right side first. I'll mirror you. Yeah. And then we're going to lower ourselves down to the center. And then we're going to come back up the other way. Now it's like a V. We're going down from the side, down to the center, then back up the other side. But what you don't want to do is lean over. So you go straight, you lower your body straight down to the center and come straight up the other side. So it comes from down to the side. So you keep your back straight, you lower it into the center. All you're doing is changing the weight in your legs. And you come up the other, but the torso doesn't change. So what you don't want to do is this exercise, is when you're going down, is to lean over to one side when you come up the other way, which will be a tendency to do, which is easy enough to do. You come down the center and then go out the other side like that. I'm just showing you how not to do it. Don't do this. People don't hear me say not do that, and they hear me do this. No, don't do this. What you do is you come straight down, and see the hands don't change position. It's only the legs that are moving, the hips are moving, but the upper torso doesn't move at all. And so you're going down to the bottom, and then coming up, yeah? So we're going to do the same breath pattern as the one before. Breathing in as you go down, breathing out as you come up. Breathing in as you come down. Breathing out as you come up. And as you go down. Out as you come up. Good, good, that's it. And you go nice and slowly. Breathe in, long, slow breath in. Long, slow breath out. Long, slow breath in. Now using gravity to bring you down, and you're using the pressure of what's happening inside your legs. I'll go back a little bit to this in a second and explain what happened on the in-breath. The out-breath's easy because you use gravity to go down. In-breath, relax, breathing out. Breathe in. Breathe out. We'll do one more. And relax. Good. And bring your hands in. Slowly roll your hands over to palms facing the ground, and roll your elbows back. And then bring your hands down. Good. Now I'm going to explain a little bit about what's happening with that exercise. So when we go across, we're still doing that expansion as we're going down. So it's the same as the first exercise, same as holding pose. We're going down and we're expanding as we go down. But because we've gone down into the center, the expansion happens both sides. Yep. And we have both things, both legs double weighted. But when we're breathing out, we're moving the weight from the center, from double weighted, onto one leg, and all of a sudden we're breathing out through one leg. So the changes, all the energy is breathing out through one leg, not through the hands like we were doing we were breathing in and out through the hands and feet, where they're both 4 points of contact. Now we've just got one we're breathing out, which is the kidney point on that side. So as we go down the center, and as you go across, as you're breathing out, you're breathing out through that foot into the ground. And that foot into the ground goes down and the energy comes up and that pushes you up. Yep. Then we breathe in again to the center. If we move back into the center, body expands. Move to the side and breathe out. And that pushing down of that leg, the energy going down of that leg into the kidney point, pushes the body up. Yep. Breathe in as you go to the center. Pushing down, breathe out. I'm just doing with the hand so you can see it. Breathing into the center, expansion, down, expansion. Very good. Breathing into the center, breathing out to the foot, into the center, breathing out through the foot, breathing into the center, out to the foot, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Good. There we go. So this is the point. So we're getting this idea of, as we're breathing out through the foot. We know if the energy goes down, then the energy comes back up. It's like when we do double bounce exercise, where you bounce, you go down. As soon as you go down, the energy comes back up inside. Well, it's the same thing happening. We're breathing down to the leg, and it pushes the body up. We're breathing back down to the center, and we breathe down into the foot, and it pushes the body up. And then we're getting the up from the down. We know that's what happens. We push down the foot, and we get up. That's how you jump. You can't jump off the ground without pushing down. You need to push down so you can jump up. You can't just jump up without pushing down. In case you've never tried that, try and do that. Try and jump off the ground without pushing down first. It's impossible. So we're using the same principle. We're pushing the energy down into the ground, and that going down creates the rise inside our body, which is the same way when we jump, you push down and you jump up. It's the same thing. You push down first, and then you get the energy bouncing back up. We're using the same principle. We're pushing down on the foot, and then it's making the body rise. Yep, we're already down the bottom. We push down on the foot, energy out the foot, makes the body rise. And we're using that dynamic that's happening in the body to create that movement from the side to side. So all we're doing, gravity goes down. Energy goes down the foot, and it makes the body rise. Gravity goes down to the center. Change the weight to the opposite foot, pushing up the foot. And you feel it go down, transfers over the foot, push down the foot, and it drives you up. Go back down to the center, push down the foot, it drives you up. Yeah, it's like a pushing down goes up, down, push goes up, down, push goes up. And it's like that idea, and that's what it feels like inside. Yeah. So there you go. That'll give you a chance to practice that. And next week we'll do the next two. We'll do one of them. I'm not sure if we get two done next week, because the next two are a bit more tricky. One of them is easy, but the other one's not. Let's see how we go anyway. So enjoy those. They're very powerful. You create a lot of power. A lot of energy comes from these exercises. So there's a lot of energy generated inside there because you're connecting to the earth, and you're moving chi through all the generating through all the meridians in and out of the body. So they're very, very cool. Eh? Have a great weekend. And I'll see you next Tuesday. I'll tell you how the course went. So I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to have people stand in front of me. I'll be like, whoa, what do I do with all this? I'm so used to looking at Sungood. I'll be having a whole lot of people looking at me thinking they know what I'm doing. There you go. I'm sure I can help them. Very good. Might know a little bit. You have a great weekend, everybody. Eh? Bye-bye, Mark. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Dennis. Roll back. Gong. And press down. Very good. Step back. Bow to all the people coming to do this class afterwards. If you didn't do it live, welcome to the class, and I hope you enjoyed that. And I say, stay tuned, because we're going to go through all 10 of them. So that's the first two. We've got 8 to go. And we'll do them over the next few weeks. Okay, have a beautiful day. Eh? Bye-bye. Well, beautiful weekend it is. I'll go and do some long life qigong.